What is going on today, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today's video, we're going over the massive OB15 changes that they talked about in the Titan Talk. It is an anti-heal-esque, healing-esque, massive rework, and those are the things we are focusing on. So those are the things we're going to go over. I've got the sheet ready. Let's go over this. So starting with the overall changes, I'm going to skim over most of this because a lot of it is more just fluff to get ready into the big stuff. Basically, I think anti-heal is a necessity at the high level, and in the early portion of the game when you're first learning it, healing is just pretty OP, and anti-heal is hard to, determine for a newer player to be like, yo, do I need anti-heal? When do I need anti-heal? How do I build anti-heal? How do I play anti-heal? Yada, yada. So instead, they're shifting away anti-heal items completely. There will no longer be any anti-heal items. There will be anti-heal gods still, and they're actually adding a few anti-heal gods, but those are the big notes. Healing is getting decreased, lifesteal is getting decreased, and anti-heal is getting removed. So the gods that are getting anti-heal in their kits now: Agni, Ares, Fenrir, Izanami, and Chalk. Also, this is not Fenrir's 2, it's Fenrir's 3. It's not the 2. Fenrir's Brutalize will have anti-heal on it. And also, all anti-heal for gods, I don't know, where does this say? All right, here. It will now be 25% instead of 40%. So now instead of, anti-heal as the counter, if the enemy team is prioritizing a healing comp, you might need to pick an anti-healing god. Going over the items, Divine Rune is losing the anti-heal, but it is gaining 10 int, it's gaining 200 gold on the cost, and it's also increased 2.5% on that intelligent scaling lightning arc. Lernane Bow is 100 gold more, but it is getting 10 strength. Brawlers, it is losing the healing reduction. It is also changing how the item is built. Usually it's just a strength item. It is now a physical protection item with either strength or int, depending on wherever you have more of. The new passive is, if you have not taken or dealt damage in the last 5 seconds, you gain a bonus 75% of the above passive when dealing damage for 4 seconds. So if you're playing something like Thor, and you go up into the air and you land down in a team fight, you're going to be having 20 protections. You're having about, I think it's like 75 strength. And if you then also land and the enemy team heals, you will continue with that 75 strength, and you'll also get 50 physical protections. So this item is going to be very good against healing gods. And keep in mind, this is only healing abilities. So it's not like lifesteal or anything. It's only healing abilities. Contagion is getting a partial rework. It is no longer a healing reduction passive, and it is getting 100 more gold, but when enemies in hands or abilities damage you, you apply 1 stack of Contagion to them. If you basic attack or apply crowd control to an enemy with Contagion, you consume them to deal 2% of your max health per stack in an AoE, and if someone lifesteals 100 health from you, they apply 5 stacks to themselves. So this is kind of like I'm taking damage, I'm going to kind of put it back onto you. And the cool part is it's not with just auto attacks. You can apply it with hard crowd control. So if you're Athena, you dash in, you take 5 autos, and then you taunt, you will apply it and it will explode. And this is also going to be a really good item into healing comps, because you also get the big, or not healing comps, into a life-stealing ADC, because you get that big instant 5 stacks that you can explode onto the enemy. And it's a lot of damage. 2% of your max health. So this is like the first cool item that actually works around your health. This combined with something like Phoenix Feather, it's another one that does damage based on your health, and then Xerxes. So now we're starting to get a little bit of a build where if you want to itemize towards health, you can actually do damage with it also. Yeah, Ankh, Poison, and Venom have all been removed. These are the tier 1 items, and tier 2 items, they're getting just slight nerfs to the lifesteal and also an increase to the cost. Banecross is getting a slight rework on the stats. Bloodbound Book is getting a shuffle around with the stats. Bloodforge is the same. But now to get to the fun stuff. The Reaper is the first item we're going to be going over, and the Reaper is no longer a stacking get kills item. It is now almost like a Doom Orb, but for physicals. And it's only like the old Doom Orb. So when you kill anything, gain a stack that provides 6 strength for 5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Stacks are removed 1 at a time. Killing a god increases the max stack by 1 and restores you for 15% of the slain god's max health, and assists restore 7.5%. Does not grant a stack. When you die, you lose a max stack. And Pawn said that you could actually lose more than you have. So like if you buy this item and you die too many times, you could actually be getting negative the 6 stacks. That does sound crazy, and I don't know if it's true or if I maybe misunderstood it, but that does sound insane. But this is a really cool item. And this is 6 strength for 5 seconds when you kill anything, stacking up to 3 times, and you get max stacks and it goes up by 1. this can become a heavily strength providing item. So this is crazy. Serrated Edge is getting removed. Barbed Carver is taking its place. They said it's getting changed so much that they didn't want to take the Serrated Edge name and just move it to this item. So Barbed Carver is the new name. Enemies damaged by your abilities gain a stack of jagged wounds for 5 seconds up to 3 stacks. Your enhanced abilities deal a bonus 8% physical damage for each stack of jagged wounds. And this is plus 1% per 10% lifesteal. Guys that have lifesteal in their kit, like Uller, as far as I know, you would be doing even more damage with this, and it's 8% stacking up to 3 times, which is 24% physical damage. I think this Barbed Carver item is going to be crazy good. And Dev's Gloves is getting a really cool rework also. You gain 1 stack when killing a minion or jungle monster, so no longer are you gaining stacks by dealing damage. The evolved passive is called Ravenous, so once you get to the 75 stacks, this item continues to stack but requires 8 minion kills for an additional stack. Jungle bosses' kills or assists count as 40 minions, and you deal 15% bonus damage to minions, jungle monsters, and jungle bosses. So this is a really interesting item. This will allow you to PvE a lot better, and it is something that scales even farther into the late game. This is something that you build early, you're going to be weak early, but you can become insane in the later portions of the game. And I love the give and take of, I want to be a little bit weaker now, where if I play it well enough, I'm going to be insanely strong late game. I love that. Nimble Ring is losing a bit of lifesteal and intelligence, and Soul Gem is losing a little bit of lifesteal and costing a little bit more. And this is the one they teased last Titan Talk. Typhon's Fang is removed. Typhon's Heart is now in the game. The new passive. Every minion or jungle monster kill provides a stack. God kills provide 30, and God assists provide 15. At 30 stacks, you summon a monster of Typhon. It has 200 plus 50 per level health. So late game, this would be what? 1200 health, and it deals damage equal to 300% of your lifesteal and 20% of your intelligence. Your lifesteal heals it, and if you would summon another one, instead fully heal your current one and grant it 25% health, attack speed, movement speed, stacking up to 5 times. So if you get like a pentakill in a fight, this will be doing a ton of damage. It will be attacking and moving a whole lot faster. This is a really cool and interesting item that I can't wait to mess around with. Next item is Gluttonous Grimoire, which is an interesting item. It is, I'll just go over it first. I think this one's one of the weirder ones, but we'll see. 25% of lifesteal healing is stored into your next basic attack that successfully damages an enemy god as bonus damage. If you have maximum health, store 40% of the healing. The stored amount is capped to 33% of your maximum health. I think it could be cool. It kind of just makes your first auto into a fight going to be a little bit stronger. It's also just maybe extra damage if you're buying lifesteal, so maybe it could be cool. I just have to kind of see this one working to know if I think it's going to be good or not. Next item, Sanguine Lash. Nearby enemies take 2% plus 1% for every 10% lifesteal, and this is 10% lifesteal. Physical health damage every second. So 3% physical health damage every second. When this damages a god, reduce the active cooldown by 5 seconds, plus 1 second for every 10% lifesteal, so it's 6 seconds. Minions reduce it by 0.5 seconds, and this item's damage can trigger lifesteal. So lash out in an AoE burst that deals 10% physical health damage up to 500 and can store up to 3 uses. This item is going to be crazy, I think. This item is going to be crazy. Umbral Link. I was a little worried that this one was going to be very good, but now that I'm looking at it again and I'm thinking about it a bit more, this is the only item in the game that will give your allies protections. So you split your lifesteal healing with nearby allied gods evenly, and each unique ally healed grants 10 protections for 8 seconds. Actually, I read that wrong. I thought it was you would give 10 protections to an ally if you healed them, but now it's just 10 protections to yourself for 8 seconds. The link only works until you're above 50% health. I mean, this could be a really high prod item, but it just seems so lackluster. I mean, 40 protections is pretty good, and you would get more. It's 10 protections, not 10 physical protections. So maybe I'd have to try this one. Not too sure about this one. Daybreak Gavel. This is the 55 strength or 75 int, depending on which stat is higher. For each unique god healed by a healing ability, gain a stack up to 4. Your next ability consumes all the stacks to contribute 10% additional strength and intelligence, scaling per stack consumed up to 40%. So I was thinking that it doesn't really work on a ton of gods. The only one that really came to mind where I was like, this could be good, is Raw. Like, you toss your 3, you heal your entire team, and then your ult is going to be doing 100, I think it's 165% scaling damage because 40% from this, and then I think it's 125 base. I mean, yeah, it would be cool if Afro, healed one teammate and then her next ability did 10% more. But really in the game, I think Raw's the only one that would actually be really OP with this, or really would want to use it. Heartwood Charm. Your healing abilities have 20% reduced cooldowns, and each cast reduces the active item by 10 seconds. Your next non-ultimate ability, a non-ultimate healing ability will have no cooldown but deals 50% reduced damage. Yeah, this on like Guan or Herc is going to be crazy. This is an insane item, and I'm excited to try this one. Rod of Asclepius, instead of the increased healing and the active removing all anti-heal, you will send out a snake that restores 10% of your allies' health over 10 seconds. The healing counts as healing from an ability, and the snake is sacrificed if the target has 6 debuffs active, immediately healing for 10% health, and applies all non-damage immunities for 1 second. I mean, it's like a cool, interesting cleanse item. Is it hard to get 6 debuffs? I think it is, but I'm not really that sure. This one's another one where you kind of have to see it work in-game. You don't really consider other teammates debuffs, so it's an interesting one. Breastplate of Valor, health restored due to your own healing, now also contributes to reducing your cooldowns. Like Guan, Sobek, Hercules are going to be feeling really, really good with this item. Maybe even like Aphrodite would want to build it also. I just took a 2-hour break from recording, and I'm ready again. Regrowth Striders. It costs $25.50, and it builds from Captain's Ring and Legionnaire armor. The interesting thing about Regrowth more than anything else is this number right here. It is the highest protection item that you can get, physical protection item you can get, period. You cannot get any more protection from one singular item than Regrowth Striders with physical protection. And it almost feels like they're bringing up protection slowly, but this is actually a good start, I think. 15% cooldown, a lot of mana for spamming, and it gives physical protections for $25.50. I could see this being core on a lot of gods. Vital Amplifier, it's Smite 1 Vital Amplifier. What I'm going to say is I always hated this item. It always desynced my autos, and most gods never used it very well. I think maybe, like, Alma could use it well, and that's it. Maybe Bologna, I guess. Most gods just aren't making great use out of this. While it's exciting to have it back, yeah. Ammonite Charm is losing its current passive of only healing. That is now getting massively decreased from 20% over 5 seconds. It's now going to be 12% over 4.5 seconds. And you gain a stack of Spore Guard. For each stack, when you take in-hand or off-hand damage, reduce its damage by 10% and remove a stack. If it was an ultimate that dealt damage, reduce its damage by 5% per stack, and remove all stacks. Yeah, I think this item is going to be really fun, and I think it's a really good idea. Not giving protections to somebody, but giving a decent cooldown heal item that also reduces damage. I think it'll be core, and I also think it's a really good idea. Lastly, 3 more changes. Arrow's Bow is getting a heal cut in half, and it's also gaining a little bit of health. Shield of Phoenix is getting its heal cut by 50%, but it's getting more, or less mana also. It's losing both mana, and health. And then Phoenix Feather is losing a base heal and also losing a little bit of the missing health heal. So overall, massive, massive changes. A lot of things to talk about. I'm curious what you guys think about a lot of this because I have my opinion out there now in video form. You guys can comment down below, and I'm down to read a lot of these because I'm curious what you guys do think. Also, leave a link to this in the comments down below and also in the description. So if you guys want to see it, you can check it out that way also. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have fun. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.